Hello, YouTubers. It is Friday, and I am feeling good, even though it feels like it's raining cats and dogs of sunshine right now. It's supposed to be like 114 today. And yeah, I don't give a shit if it's a dry heat. It's fucking hot. So, and I don't have the swamp coolers geared up yet, so it's just straight hot. In fact, oh, is it? Did I get it? Oh no, that's an Amber Alert. Nobody gives a shit about that. What was it? I have to use cool pads that I get with my insulin that I keep in the freezer so that my phone doesn't go into protect from being so hot. So, but it's great. So anyways, I got this a while back, I guess a couple weeks ago in May. It said, while I found the inclusion of our brand in a spoof video initially amusing, it's less amusing for me to see Audio Fag, a convenient and obvious play on our brand name. Oh, he's a fucking detective. As a denigration of LGBTQ people, alphabet people. Car audio industry participation and affiliation aside, as a regular person, I don't think you're a regular person, Andy. I wonder why this is appropriate in a video provided by an outreach program that claims not-for-profit educational organization started in 1993. We focus on help. Okay, that's the rest of me. Oh, I see. He's throwing it back in my face. So first of all, let me address Andy, whatever, president of Audio, whatever, Audio Fag. I'm sorry, did I get that right? Oh no, Audio Frog. Sorry, I'm confusing brands. Let me say, first of all, those are your expectations of what an outreach program should do. Don't have expectations. There are lots of churches that are anti-gay, and I'm not saying that I'm anti-gay, and I'm not saying I'm denigrating LGBTQ people. That's not it at all. And if you watch the video, you would know what sarcasm is, but you obviously don't know what sarcasm is, or for some reason you're I don't know, so arrogant you thought that it deserved a private email from God's gift to earth, Andy Webmeyer. I don't know, Wienermeyer. I don't know. I tell you what though, on that day, because I totally forgot about this, but I was like, oh, this will be good for a video because you know, you guys like industry drama and all that kind of stuff. And the reason why I think you like industry drama is because what was I watching? Oh, I was watching something. Oh, Sherry and I, my wife and I, were talking about Live Aid, which was you can look it up, you can Google it. What was great about Live Aid is you got to see the celebrities as humans talking about a real cause, or at least what they thought was a real cause, versus their persona. There's a big difference between the human, or I should say the artist, and their art. There's a big difference, okay? So, and that goes back to anybody that, like, say, runs a brand, like Audio Froggy, versus somebody like me who I would love to destroy all brands. I would love to see them all burn because they're all just reproducing and redistributing the same basic stuff. Right? So what's the difference between Great Value sugar and who is a good brand? C&H sugar or Pillsbury. Pillsbury actually markets their own sugar. What's the difference? It all comes from the same exploited places. And there's a whole thing, Jake Tran does a whole thing on the sugar cartel, which is, it's interesting if you don't know about it. I've known about it for a long time, so it's not a big deal to me. But I'll put a link to that in the video. So back to Andy here. So let me go to my, let me pan away real quick. I don't want to reveal anybody's, email address that I don't want it real quick. So 27th, there it is. May 27th, Andy at Audio Frog USA. There you go. Okay, so I said, well, we think that everyone should have equal rights. That means we make fun of everyone equally, which is true. Unlike most charities that simply accept donations and molest your children, we don't do any of that. We like to joke and have fun and help people get really good deals and live a better life. You're welcome to subscribe. Thank you for joining the conversation. You might want to pay for tooling on some of your items though, because I will now be making fun of them greatly now that you have my attention. We both know your products are weak and it's all about branding and price points. I look forward to your failure. Wow, Patrick. Wow, that's pretty it's pretty direct. Oh, goodness. I'm, you know, I don't want to say fortunately or unfortunately, but that's true, and I felt that way, and those are the facts. So the brand doesn't offer anything new or innovative, just high margins for typically the owner, especially if there's no distribution. When there's distribution, then you get middlemen making some money as well. And again, you have to look at it from the point of view. In most cases, what it does is it raises the price because you need those distributors to help you sell. But if you're doing it direct and you're still charging that much, that's a problem. Now you take somebody that's marketing direct and builds direct, like Fi, their price points are really, really good. In fact, a lot of times I have trouble competing with them. And they produce brand new motors and I don't. Now some of their stuff I think could be a little more innovative, and some of the things I think they charge a little too much for, but again, that's good news for me because I'm able to undercut them, even when they're lower than everybody else. Especially when you compare them to, you know, mainstream high-end brands like JL or Rockford, or you know, but typically JL and Rockford don't really make anything on par with, you know, some of the high-performance stuff that Fi does, that Scott does. So, but what was it? There was another thing. Let me go to this content. Senior Baloney decided to comment on one of my videos. Where did I go? Comments. I've responded, and then I go back to, is it this one? Oh, there it is. Tony says blah, 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 and he gives me the history of the, oh, oops, sorry. Read more. There we go. And then he's like, blah, blah, blah. He makes all his dumb arguments, and then and then of course he uses it as a platform to promote his own dumb shit. And then of course he's like, we have 600% efficiency, and he knows that's a lie. He knows that's not true. But he continues to say it until you believe it, which is dumb. So, and as far as the Rockford bought the supercapacitors brand new from Nescap in Korea, that's not what I heard. I heard they were recovered, and for some reason I remember reading it, but it was very small print, that they were reading it from, they were recaptured from wind turbines that were being refurbished. It's not that they weren't bad quality. It was just that they were recovered, which is fine if you're not going to sell the amplifier retail, because then it gets a little weird, because it's like, you know, what's the version? I forget what the rules are as far as selling B stock versus A stock. You know, like I think there's rules or laws or something like that. Like you can't sell something used unless it's really labeled used, which is why I think in California they got more clear about the laws, because my amp refurbish guy, he sends me sometimes stuff in retail packaging, and it has to have, he stamps it right on there. This is used equipment. Of course, it's backed up with a 3-year warranty, so no, I don't give a shit. And a lot of times my guys don't give a shit either. So it's $20 to swap it out, like fucking rad. So, but anyways, so I told Mr. Baloney, I said, I'm sure they'll sell like hotcakes if your amps can produce more energy than they consume. And I call him Senior Baloney. Said, if you were secure in your convictions, which is about that his amplifier is so great, I'm not sure why you'd bother with a chubby troll such as myself. The choice is yours, though. So, and of course, I don't block Tony from my channel. Tony blocks me from, I think, his Facebook channel, which I'm like, whatever, I don't care for shit. But I think it's hilarious the way that he tries to troll me, and he doesn't do a very good job. And then he uses it as a platform to try to promote himself, so, which is dumb too. The other one I find dumb is people that get butthurt about my critiques of Big D and MB, what's his name? MB enclosures. Those are critiques, right? It's like if some movie critic gave a thumbs down on a Marvel movie, which is very possible, right? I think it's funny when people get mad about someone's opinion about something they don't like. And I thought I did a really good job, but, you know, again, I don't control the comments. I just control the content. And let's see, published. Why are you hating? It's time to unfollow you. I'm like, I'm simply pointing out some flaws. And there's some other people that get mad and all this kind of stuff. So, but you guys are missing the point on a lot of that stuff. And also when I say things, that was the other one, was I say things like these amps were marketed to minorities. People get mad when I say that. I'm just the messenger. I don't believe that. I don't like that. I totally don't like that at all. In fact, in a screenplay, I wrote that I make fun of it, of the way that some people market specifically to minorities. One of the things that you'll see when you go into a Spanish-speaking neighborhood is like beer ads in Spanish. Guess what, white people? Those are not meant for you. Do I get offended? No. I like looking at sexy girls with water splashed all over them. That's fine. I don't give a shit if it's in Spanish or not. But why people that call themselves minorities get butthurt, I don't know. I think it's dumb. So, but I responded and I said, I don't give a shit about people's opinions when it's a bad opinion, when it's based on being butthurt and you get your feelings. I don't care about that. You're dumb. You're dumb. If you have a bad opinion, it's everybody's duty to point it out that you have a dumb opinion, that you're uninformed, and that you need to fucking correct your shit and get your shit together. So now, if I give a bad opinion, if I give a dumb, uneducated opinion, let me know. I'm open to critique. I'm open to suggestion. Now, if it's just, why are you hating or things like that, that doesn't have any substance. Now, if you're like, hey, Patrick, I think this was inappropriate, blah, 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 shouldn't have been talking about, busty 13-year-olds. And I'm like, well, I can talk about busty 13-year-olds because they exist, but, and I'm not displaying them on my channel and I'm not exploiting them by any means. I'm just saying they exist. They're awesome. They're wonderful. I don't give a shit. I'm here to breed and then die. Okay. So is the rest of everybody else. Now, if you're ashamed of that, that's your problem, not mine. Okay. I've already told you guys, I like big bolt-ons. I don't know why. Real skinny, huge boobs. That's just a biological thing that has nothing to do with me. And I don't care about race either, too. If a black girl, Thai girl, whatever, if she's skinny with really big tits, I'm all for it. I'll make a baby with her, or at least I'll try. Back to subwoofers. Sorry, I get a little excited about that. Not in a good way, just kind of like, it's funny. It's like there's a lot of women that stand up and say, don't sit there and mansplain my opinions or, tell a woman about a woman's body or what a woman should think. But guys don't say that to women. Even though there's plenty of women and other dudes that will tell you, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to, fuck off. That's what I tell you, fuck off. So back to audio shit. Oh my God, because it's so much more neutral. We got a ton of these. The Echoes, those are all returns, tested. They're great. I got them for really cheap, and I will sell them to you for really cheap. We have the Logic ones. I posted some ads on Facebook. This is the Class D version, which I think is supposed to actually have 60 amp fuses, 230s, not 225s. And we ended up getting one of the Class AB ones. So, which I think should be 50 because of the heat sink size. You can tell it's a slightly larger to help dissipate the heat. Most of this is just for package size, like they couldn't make it any smaller, and it's very compact. Those are on, and those would compete directly with the Recoil version. I think the features on these are a little bit better, but you can look at the specs and the links through Facebook. Let's see what else we got. We still have 3 of the micro Class Ds. These are 1500 watts. They're super tiny. And this is the Class D. This is the 2 ohm version from Logic. And then we have the 1 ohm version, which is fused at 90 amps. We have those two. This is from my refurbished guy. These come with a 3-year warranty. And then I also got to go through them this weekend to figure out bass knobs for them. I always prefer the phone jack one. Sometimes I have to go through a bunch of phone jacks to figure out which one works for them. And then go from there. I do have 2 of the 1200.1s left. Again, same deal on those, 140 shipped, and it comes with a 4-gauge wiring kit. I do have some other SSL and just cheapy Class AB amps ready to go. I do have the Cache 8 channel LOCs. We can do $30 each shipped on these. They're really high quality. Those are made by Edge, and Edge makes for several other brands. I pointed that out that what was it? I came across JL's Bluetooth. What I think it's BT4C is the. I thought I had it over here on the bench. Oh, I got a Kicker CXA 400.1. I can do for 140 shipped. I'll include the 4-gauge kit and the fuse holder because those don't come with it. I got a ZX1000 that came in. I got a pair of 2 ohm dual 2 Type R12s that came in. Oh, here it is. So, MBT-RX. So, and this is the JL version. And it comes with, is it female? It comes with male ends. So that may be, but you can look it up on the Edge's website under BT4C, and it's obviously made by Edge because they didn't even, sometimes the companies don't even bother to change the part number. Go figure. So, which is dumb, of course, when you Google it, and then, you know, you find the Made in China website where they're like, oh, these are, you know, 60 cents. And then you're like, 60 cents? Well, you gotta buy, you know, 10,000 of them. So there you go. These are the 1500.2s, which is basically the 2 ohm mono Brazilians. The 600.4, I got 4 of those left. Again, those are 1 ohm stable per channel, 4 channel amps, Brazilian style. They're not made in Brazil. These 2 stacks are the 5000.1s, 1 ohm. And then I got 3 of the 3000.1s left. These are 300 shipped. These are 350 shipped. And they come with, these come with a single 300 amp fuse, and then these come with dual 250 amp 0 gauge fuse holders, A&L fuse holders. Somebody was asking me about all this stuff. I have this many DSPs left. Oh, we have the new updated software for these. We've had a couple of good guys. Thank you so much for you guys for helping me out and doing the trial stuff to find a program and a platform that it works on. The new software actually works on Windows 10 and 11. And so it's really, I guess you still need a PC and a USB cable. Well, actually, I have some USB-A cables on order that I'm shipping out, and I will include them next time anybody in the future buys one of these now. So again, these are the, it's a Bluetooth 4.0 receiver built in, which is only 2 channel input. And then it also has optional 4 channel speaker level or RCA input. And then it's got a built-in Class D 4 channel amplifier, which is 2 ohm stable. It does the same power at 4 ohm or 2 ohm, which is typically about 50 watts per channel, 50 by 4. And then it has, of course, DSP, and the DSP is very elaborate. I have not seen it. I have not got into it, but I've gotten screenshots from some of the guys that have used it, and it looks really, really fancy. Again, if you like to play with that sort of thing, go for it. They're only $150 shipped, and it comes with the blank harness, which is the universal harness, and then of course the ones in the future will come with a USB cable as well. We do have copper kits in stock. These are the returns. I do have the relays, the 500 amp relays. We can do really great pricing on those as well. We do have some capacitors left. These are the 1 farad capacitors. I think we're doing these for only $20 shipped. And then of course wire, lots of grills, lots of the 8-inch grills if you guys want to do 8 grills, and a lot of the 10 grills. The 12 grills typically sell, that was a soft one. The 12-inch grills sell on their own. I think I don't know why it is. People seem to return the 8-inch grills like either they don't like them or they're the wrong size. But it's like, it says 8-inch right on the, I don't know. Anyways, we got subwoofers. Oh, the cones. I didn't open up the thing. Let me grab a knife. We got cones in. Oh, I can't do, I'm not going to do a fucking unboxing video from China. Come on, Coco. There we go. Am I? I'm doing it. No, that's too much. Anyway, I'll do a second video to show you guys. I got to send those out to my buddy in Hawaii, who has been very patient, waited about a month for 7 cones. And guess what? How many cones I'm going to send him? That's right, 8. 1 free cone. Lots of motors. going to do some building this weekend. It's weird. I always think that I have time during the week to build, and then I don't, because things are open like banks, Recoil, and all that kind of stuff, and it ends up consuming all my time. Oh, that's what I got back was, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So I got the top plate back for that, which is this one. What I had them do was open up the lower half, and then the top half is going to be the actual gap. And so what that does is that it makes it so that instead of centering the coil like that, you can center it like that, which ends up with a outward bias for a couple of reasons. One is it allows me to use a shorter former if I don't have, how do I say this? It allows me to use a shorter former if I don't, is it right? No, it makes it seem like the former is longer. That's what it is, if the former is too short. So, but what I found with some of the taller coils, the taller wind height coils, is there's not enough room below the gap, and I'm hoping that this will help, because then the coil will be out of the motor more. So it'll be here instead of there. Does that make sense? So then the stroke point, the focal point, will be higher in the top plate. Because this top plate is great and everything like that, and I actually have an idea for that when we want to import the 600 ounce or 700 ounce ceramic motors, is that it is thick steel so that it helps with magnetic conductivity and absorption, but then it's focused on a very relatively thin gap. And then that way we can use LMS and bring LMS back for you guys. So that was one thing. I'm building out the rest of the, what are these called? Cylon motors. These Cylon motors I have, and then we ended up taking apart, see, because these look a little more uniform than normal. See, pretty. We got a bunch of PA drivers, 18s from Field Services over in Phoenix, and I deconstruct them, reuse the ferrite, and I also then add to the pole so that we can make them 4x4 motors, because I'm out of that steel. So, and then what else? Oh, here's the Neo. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, so I gotta shim it up, and then it's a little, some of the Neo is a little magnetized on there. But I gotta figure out a shim that's exact on that, because the shim is so, the tolerance is so tight. So, but that'll be a Neo horn driver. What else? Oh, this is Daniel's Solo X, the small motor, which is on the 10-inch and 12-inch from early 2000s. I got that top plate back, which I need to secure. It's also, I kept the original opening, which I think is 82 millimeter, and I also opened up this one for 85 millimeter, 85 and a half actually, to take fatter 8-layer coils, because I wanted to experiment with that. But Daniel already has one of these motors, and when I was, what was I doing? Oh, I was trying to get the frame off, and it shifted. And so then I was like, I need to send this in to modify the frames that he wants and put the bolt hole circle on there. And then I got to do the Mac thing with the standoffs. And it is going to be kind of weird because it's only 4 bolt holes. But it should be fine because I've made several like that. And you need a frame with a large or wide platform, large base. Not all of them have a larger base like this. So, but I ended up getting these from, is it Andrew? Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I forgot your name. He's in Union City, California. He's a builder. But I got these off of him, and I was going to keep them in the library, but I'm like, these are perfect for this. And they're nice and big, and they should host. I'm going to see if I can fit the Mega Roll cone on there and then just use the lower landing, the 8-inch spider, and that should be plenty. And then the 8-layer, I want to use the 8-layer copper coils from Concept on these, which are more appropriate. So we'll go from there. And then, let's see what else. I got the bolt hole pattern, the 5-inch hole pattern added to the Powerbase 3XL, so I can use it with other motors. Because it's basically the TI frame. It allows for a 10-inch spider, but for some reason the motor that they use it on uses a short coil, which is only like 50 millimeter tall. It's kind of a waste, but so I like to use those for high excursions, something with 60 millimeter or more wind height. And then this one was a little off because you can see some of the brakes here, but not here. So I was off by just a tiny little bit, but it should be fine. This one I'm going to build as an HCCA 18 top assembly. So, and then we also have, oh yeah, and then we got the adapter plates being made now. And we found out we could fit the 160 millimeter bolt pattern bolt hole circle on the adapters. And so that'll actually be a product, and I'm going to put it in the store and all that kind of shit. Oh, and I talked to George Campos of Lord of Bass fame. He had a little, I want to do a whole video on like squirrely dudes in the industry. So there was this squirrely dude that had this website called like International Reconers Association or something like that. And it was just like a little shitty website. And he had my information down as one of the members. And so what I think it was like a guy that was kind of a fan of mine that wanted to try to implement some of the things that I suggest in the video, but the way that he implemented it was in kind of a shady way. There was like memberships on how to teach you how to recon and stuff like that. It's like, you're missing the whole point of robot. The whole point of robot is to free people, right? Robot means slave. That's what robot means. Robot means slave. And so we're talking about a slave underground. You don't fucking charge other slaves money to help be free, okay? You charge as little as possible so that we can all be free. That's the whole point of Robot Underground, is to teach you guys stuff so that you can be free from the tyranny that is poverty. That's okay. So anyways, this guy, I forget his name, but I was talking to George, and George was really pissed. I was like, dude, don't be pissed. I go, the guy, well, because one of the things was that he had on the website was that he was reselling George's motors for like double the price, which I think is fine. As long as George is moving numbers, George shouldn't really care. The problem that George had was that the guy was using George's pictures, and they had the watermark on them that says Lord of Bass. And so, and of course, you know, George is a different entity. He's running a different show. He's trying to do something different. He's not doing what I'm doing. And that's one of the reasons why I don't ever watermark any of my photos. I want you guys to use them. I want you guys to find and explore the market to help distribute quality stuff at a discount. Mostly to show big brands like Audio Jerk and JL Audio and Rockford that they're charging too much. And so that's a very easy fight to tell those guys to fuck off and say, take your fucking shit and fuck off. They're still going to make money. So why they care that when you tell them to fuck off, I don't know. That seems like those people are arrogant and petty and just general pieces of shit if they actually respond to comments like that. So like Tony Baloney, like if you're so awesome and you're driving sports cars and fucking all kinds of supermodels, why do you care what I say about you? Why? So same with Audio Fruit or whatever his name is. I don't know, Andy something or whatever. Anyways, he's a nobody and I hope he fails. So, and again, Patrick, that's a terrible thing to say. Is it? Is it a terrible thing to say? It's funny when people say that about me, it makes me stronger. That's weird. But when I say that about somebody else, it's inappropriate. I don't know. I think it's kind of dumb. We still have a ton of these if you guys want to make some money with those. I was doing a package for $1,500. The problem that we ran into was how long it took me to pack. Even unassembled, it just took forever for me to pack. And so I ended up doing it in small shipments over like a month or 2 months or 3 months. And so it's very difficult for you guys to make a quick return on investment on something like that. I recommend you guys just start harvesting motors in your area and learning to recon and ordering parts from Lord of Bass, because I don't have a website, and it's really great that Lord of Bass has a website with specs, most of the dims, you know, inside, outside diameter, things like that. Just a note, so you know, there is another loudspeaker parts distributor. It's called MWA, Making Waves. I don't do any business with it anymore because I don't really like the guy that runs it. So, but one of the things that I thought was hilarious about the spreadsheet that he sends is, number one, 90% of the products that are on the spreadsheet don't exist. But he has them on the spreadsheet. I guess he's too lazy to take them off. The other one is the coils that he has, he never lists the outer diameter. So I'm like, how am I supposed to know if it fits the gap or not? And he's like, that's your problem. I'm like, oh, okay. So again, I don't like the way that he does business. I don't do business with him anymore. I think George Campos orders from him still, or figured out where he's getting his sources from, because I think George was getting the surrounds from MWA or something like that, but I think George figured out who was really making them, and you can just order directly from the factory, which is actually another relative that owns the factory now. So all the manufacturing that is in the US, or actually most of it, I don't want to say all of it, because I know a couple sources that aren't owned by Neil of loudspeaker components, but almost all of it is consolidated into this sort of, it's not a real cartel, but it's, I've talked about it previously, but it's like a loudspeaker parts cartel. They control the pricing, and typically their pricing is good. I just don't like some of the policies that they have, or some of the way that they sell. So I prefer the 6-month wait from China instead, so which is what I've done. Let's see what else. Got that Big Joe. Oh, there's Ryan's other dust cap. That one's done. Oh yeah, and then we got a whole bunch more 18s that I'm going to convert the steel over, which is a very laborious. I don't recommend that to anybody except for somebody in my position where I have all the ingredients and all the people in place to do their job, and they do it efficiently and effectively and affordably, and it's a good deal. So got a saw in on trade. So typically I don't do the Friday updates this long, but I haven't done one in a while. PBX. I had difficulty finding information about this version, which is an older version. I think came out in the early 2000s. It's nothing remarkable. It looks like just an oversized TC9 motor. This is the 15-inch. But really great woofers. The only thing that I can complain about is that they use the lower landing instead of the upper landing, which might have been due to not finding a cone that was shallow enough and strong enough. Sometimes you do that for cost savings. And again, this is just a China-made woofer, and then they did it. But I have this 15 that's ready to go. If you guys if somebody wants to buy this one, and then here's the 12-inch version. And then we had some other ones that were good or just needed a dust cap, and we already sold those off. These were the two that were rubbing, and we'll recone them. Let's see what else. We still have frames in stock. I'm working on getting a loan right now with a high limit credit card, and I found somebody that likes what I do, that's a banker, and wants to help me succeed. I think we're doing, as a backup plan, we're doing a new LLC to sell the magnetizer to, and then they lease it back to Robot. So then it's a cash flow deal that makes the LLC look good, like they have cash flow and an asset. And then we can get loans on the asset, which is that. So again, it all goes from one pocket to the other. I don't like doing all that stuff, but that's the way of the world, and that's the way that bankers want to see it, and that's the way that creditors want to see it. So, it's good to learn the system. Watch TikTok. I don't know if the algorithm's got to be different for other people, but for my tastes, I love constitutional stuff and laws, and there's a whole bunch of videos on former Mormons that seem to be attracted in my stream, and then also the people reclaiming their birth certificate or their original citizenship, or I don't even know what it's called. It's beyond me, but it sounds interesting. And I haven't really seen anything like that on YouTube. However, one of the downsides of YouTube is that they don't have the exposure, the wide range of exposure that you get when you're using TikTok. And that's what's really great about TikTok, is that you get exposed to lots of different artists that you normally wouldn't see. There's this lady, she's a realtor, and she shows people how to start your own farm at home and how to get a farm number and then grow microgreens. And then there's a guy that tells you how to make $1,000 a week and with selling microgreens to like health food stores and shops, and also just consuming it yourself, and you can grow it all inside. And this property has a basement that I would love to turn into that and dedicate to that. Everybody's like, oh, you should grow weed. I'm like, dude, it's not, I don't have anything against weed. It's just that the return on investment and the people you got to deal with in order to sell to, not my cup of tea. That's all. But fuck, I don't like selling to a lot of the people that I do with car audio. And that's why I want to transfer to being online. Because if you can find me online and you have your shit together enough to get some funds to us, you're good. You're in good. You know about what we're doing and you're trying to help yourself and other people. That's what I'm for. It's when I get these guys that come in and they blow up woofers and then they're like, you build junk, and I'm like, okay. And then they throw a woofer at me and then I get a free woofer and I'm like, okay, bye. You're banished, whatever. So, oh, what was it else? I think that's about it. I know this has been going long, but I love you guys and I want you to be informed, and I want you to, I'll tell you what, working from home is awesome. And I do work like 80 to 100-hour weeks. And I don't mind it. I just worry that if I get injured or something like that, like I did with COVID and the back pain and all that stuff, I'm feeling better because I actually took a muscle relaxer, but I learned I can only take half because otherwise I get a little loopy. But I don't like taking pills. So, but it's like, if I take the pill, then I can work. If I don't take the pill, I'm grumpy and I'm not fun to be around. So it's kind of a weird thing that I have to do in order to just move on. But again, the time that you have here is valuable and precious and limited. And you got to figure out, I want you to help figure out a way for you to be able to spend more time with your family. And that's where it comes in to play, where if I can teach you how to make $1,000 a week at home in cash, you're as good as anybody. So, but you like those? Yeah. I came up with a deal, 1600 watt class D monoblock 1 ohm stable, 8 dual 4 subs 12s wired in series, and then all in parallel get you a 1 ohm load. And it's $1,000, and it comes with a sealed lead acid battery pack, copper wiring, and some other stuff. Of course, this is only local. I'm not going to ship this. You're crazy. I think that's it. I love you guys, and I thank you for understanding me. It was great when sometimes people think that I'm a bad person or that I'm racist or something like that, and you guys defend me. I mean, thank you for that. That's not really what I need is defense. What I need is education. So if you're able to figure, again, it's a balance. Instead of shaming or saying, hey, don't fucking talk about Patrick that way and his big jugs, try to educate people. And let them know that, because there's a lot of butthurt people, dude. You cannot stop the army of butthurt people that get their feelings hurt. That is like, that's why there's security for Johnny Depp. And Stern was on there. He was talking to Wolfie, and Wolfie was down there at the court, and this girl he was interviewing said that she was Johnny Depp's lover, and they do all kinds of weird fuck positions, and she's like, I think she said they were engaged, and when he was describing her, he said that she had this huge gash on her head, and she was wearing a beanie to kind of cover it. She was a cute girl and everything, but it's like, woo, cuckoo. But it takes different strokes from different folks to make the world. I just hope you navigate through the stupid in order to find your freedom. That's what I have hopes for myself and for you guys. But anyways, have a good weekend. I'll do some short videos over the weekend on some builds. I got that list. It goes forever. I won't talk about that. Love you guys. Bye.